Hello everyone! Welcome! Today I wanted to talk about being mature for your age and how claiming that someone is mature for their age is actually quite detrimental. Before I get started, I want to address this situation. My cat jumped on me and we trim his front claws because we have to. They're very long and they're pretty dangerous. He's not aggressive, he just likes to snuggle with his claws. So we have to trim them, but we don't trim his back claws. And he jumped on me and got me with his back claws. I'm not mad at him, he's not in trouble, it's not his fault, he doesn't understand. But I wanted to address this before somebody was like, oh my gosh, what happened to you? That's what happened to me. Let's go ahead and get on topic. So when I was a kid, I was always told that I didn't get along with other kids because I was mature for my age, and that I didn't really make friends because I was mature for my age, and that I got along with older people because I was mature for my age. And I just want to point this out before I get started with this. I am not saying any of this as a dig to my parents or any of my elders. I thoroughly believe that these people in my life were doing the absolute best with what they could. And I believe that getting to a point where you can see these issues is a lot more difficult and takes a lot more time than a lot of people are even able to put in. So if my parents are watching this, I love you guys. I don't hold any of this against you, and I want you to know that I know you are doing your best. Continuing on, I became very well aware that I was not like other kids. I started not being able to make friends. I developed social anxiety, and I ultimately became an outsider and became very sad by the fact that I was, in fact, an outsider. Essentially, being told that I was mature for my age led me to develop mental health issues that I still struggle with today, including depression, anxiety, and a low self-esteem. So why is it so bad? In short, it entirely overlooks the reasoning behind certain behaviors and the true reasoning as to why a child becomes antisocial, depressed, or unliked. Growing up, so many things happened to me that I had no idea how to comprehend. I couldn't process it. This is not a dig at anybody who influenced me in my life. These were just circumstances that led me to develop the way that I did. The trauma of it all manifested into insecurity, and that then alchemized into depression and anxiety. This isn't an uncommon occurrence, and I'm sure that many of you understand what I'm trying to express here. I won't go in depth with the accounts from my past that affected me, because they not only affected me, but affected many other people. And it's not my place to discuss those particular situations. What I can say, however, is that I remember feeling like I was a problem. I was a disappointment, and I was unwanted. I felt like things were my fault that weren't my fault, because I had developed this anxiety and perfectionism. I knew in my young mind that I needed to ensure my place with my family, my safety, and my security by making my parents proud of me. I was so sure of this that I started to clean. I never spoke out of turn, and I ruled myself with an iron fist. I was going to become that kid, the one that my parents wanted. Of course, this behavior became obsessive. I would scrub the grout in my house with a toothbrush almost every day. I would sweep and mop and do other inside chores such as laundry and dishes. And then on top of all of that obsessive cleaning inside, I would go outside and do the same thing with the horse stalls. At this time, I had been told that I had to choose between playing volleyball or keeping my horses. As you guys can probably assume, I chose the latter. This led me to be more compulsive because I did not want to lose both of my passions. I had already lost one. My anxiety hit a fever pitch after that, and I couldn't do anything or go a single day without throwing up. All the while, I believed it was normal because I was mature for my age. This is what adults did, right? By my mid-teens, which is probably assumed already, I was a wreck. I had an eating disorder. I couldn't do anything out of fear that I would mess up. And I was so seriously debating on taking my own life. I became friends with a girl who was in a similar situation that I was, and we began to hang out all the time. Her dad would make jokes about my body, and he would casually brush my butt when he said it was small. But I was mature for my age, so that's what mature people did, right? Those were adult jokes, right? These jokes were normal for an older than average 17-year-old. He would text me and tell me that I was beautiful and that I shouldn't dislike myself. I just assumed that that was how adults talk to other adults, that I was old enough to talk to older people like that. He wasn't the first older man to talk to me like that. I was kind of already used to that, so it didn't seem abnormal. I started sending nudes to a guy that I really liked because I thought that that was the mature thing to do. I had to show that. Then when that didn't work out, I sent nudes to a guy who was older because I thought that was the mature thing to do, and I was heartbroken and lonely. My friend's dad kept saying things that should have been red flags. He groomed me and groomed me. He even told me about his girlfriend who died when she was 17, but that was normal, right? Because I was mature for my age, right? I didn't realize this stuff wasn't normal until my friend's dad laid his head in my lap, and the older guy I had been sending nudes to offered to have sex with me. I realized that I was, in fact, a victim. I wasn't mature for my age. I was exploited because I grew up thinking that I had to give all of myself to everyone that I met. I had been made into a doormat. I had given my all to people who wanted to abuse me. So, being mature for your age is a myth. You're not mature, you're just traumatized. You don't feel like anybody will protect you, so you have to do that yourself and step into adulthood prematurely. It took me so long to understand this, and I guess my message is don't allow people to make you believe that this is a normal way to be. Maturity should come over you gradually, and it's okay to remain a little immature. We need to stop telling our little girls these things. We need to address this as a detriment. We need to allow our kids to be kids for as long as they possibly can be. And we should not encourage compulsivity. We need to create safety and security for our children, not take it. Don't let anybody tell you that you're mature for your age. Don't let anybody use that as an excuse to mistreat you or to hide the truth. You are so much more than that, and you don't deserve to be treated like that. I don't want this video to be like trauma dumping. I want to express how this truthfully is detrimental and give real life examples as to why this is so bad. I feel like the things that I have experienced in my life can be used as lessons, and these lessons can help prevent it from happening to somebody else. I'm hoping that the next video that I make is more upbeat than this, because the last one that I made was kind of the same tone. But overall, I am so thankful for everybody who has watched. I hope you find something that you can learn from this video. Thank you all so much for being here and for being you. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!